What's going on YouTube? This is Rabo back at the bench, and today we have sort of kind of a head-to-head, really just me talking about these knives pretty quickly. But this time, talking about some Chris Reeve knives. Surprise, surprise. If you know my channel, you know that I love my CRKs, particularly the Sebenza, which is my favorite knife. And so I thought I would talk really quickly about something that I did recently. So as you can see, these are both Sebenza 31s, both micarta, black micarta. And the only difference between these, because otherwise they are exactly identical. You can see that they are single thumb stud micarta. One's a large, one's a small. You can see this one has been a carry for me. This one is fairly new. This one, however, is a newer version. So this is the S45. This is the older S35 VN. And since I have both of these on video, I should also, just because I want to show off how insane I am, throw up the plain Jane matching versions that I have. So again, small, large, I believe, what are these? No, double thumb on one, single thumb on the other. And both of these plain Janes are the S35. So why do I have all of these? Well, because I'm insane. But also what I have found over the years, trying lots of different CRKs, starting with this one, which was my entry into the CRK world, the small 31. And after I bought this, I was pretty much hooked, and that's been in my pocket really, really regularly ever since then. I wanted a large version. I think I had an Insingo micarta large 21, I believe. And that was great, but I ended up kind of realizing I liked the plain Jane, so I went to the drop point plain Jane. And I've been around and around the world. So I've done reviews on the Zahn. I've done Insingo blades, Tanto blades. I've done reviews on both the small and the large Incosis. And I've just found myself time and time again back at the Sebenza, and particularly the drop point Sebenzas. And for whatever reason, I've really found that I like the plain Jane, but you know, I've started to kind of come around to some of the micarta versions now. And if you haven't been able to tell by this point, this is not really going to be a head-to-head. This is just going to be me talking about Chris Reeve for a couple minutes. So hope you enjoy it. But I've started to come around to the micarta. What I have not liked about some of the micartas that I've tried in the past is that particularly on the Incosi and the small Incosis, I find that the micarta kind of gets in the way when I'm going to open and close the knife. Now, I've not found that to really be the case on the 31s. I don't have any issue, but that Incosi, for whatever reason, or not whatever reason, it's a fairly small knife, and I find that the micarta just kind of gets in the way, so it's not a huge, I'm not a huge fan of that. But I have really liked it on the Sebenzas. And so I like the natural micarta, I like the black micarta, and so I kind of found my way to these. And when I bought this, I thought, man, that's exactly the configuration that I would want. The black micarta 31, you just get that big side of micarta slab right there, and then kind of the reminiscent of the old 21 design back here. And I just think it's a really nice looking knife. Because you have the silver thumb studs, which I've always been a fan of, over the blue silver backspacer there, and I just think it's a good looking knife. So I got this one, and you know, prices on these are pretty expensive. The large micarta is, I think, their most expensive non-Damascus, like special, you know, unique graphic type deal. So it's not a cheap knife, but I really enjoyed that. But I think over time, as I've carried my trusty old small 31, which was my first CRK purchase and looks like it, I think what I've realized is that I just really like the small size. Now, I do carry a large size, typically this one, which is just a plain Jane large 31. Nothing special about it, haven't really done anything to it. But I do carry this, I do use this, and I do like the large size, but I find that for most seasons and most uses, I kind of gravitate towards the small because I just think it's the perfect size knife. It's not too heavy. I mean, you have lots of titanium going on here. You have, knives that are not lightweight. And so I just find that this is more of the perfect size to throw in my pocket on the average day. And particularly here in the South during the summer, it's hot. I'm wearing shorts. I'm not, wanting to carry quite such a large knife every day. And so I find myself going with the small. So when I saw this small 31 pop up, which was the same exact configuration as the large that I have, I grabbed it and thought that I would compare these two and trim it down to one. So I've been looking at these two side by side, and I guess I'll get this other pair out of the way just so you can enjoy the view of this matching set. But I've been carrying these side by side, looking at these side by side, and I think that I'm going to probably offload the large. I think I will keep my large 31, but I think I've just kind of realized that the small Sebenza for me is just about the perfect knife. Small Sebenza drop point, that is. And so I thought I would just film a quick review and kind of talk about it a little bit. I don't have anything really exciting to share about kind of why I've come to that conclusion, other than I just find it more convenient. I find it to be a better size for everyday use. And I really like the look of the 31 Micarta. The 21 Micarta was cool. I liked it more than maybe most people, but there's something about that kind of big slab of Micarta there that I think looks really nice. I do think that what I'll probably do is, if I do make the decision to sell the large and keep the small, I do think I'll probably add a lanyard because one of the things, because it is a little bit smaller, I've never been a huge lanyard person, but on the small Sebenzas, I find that it does actually help with the grip, and it does help getting the knife out of the pocket. I find that is effectively kind of my pinky grip on the knife. Not a huge fan of the blue ano. I stuck with it on here just because that was kind of what I had for the knife, and just to match the other accents, but I probably will change up some things on this one just to get a more silver look. But I'll probably add a lanyard to this. But otherwise, I'm very excited to test out the S45 because I think the S45 is going to be really nice compared to the 35. But that's about it. Before I sent the large Micarta packing, I kind of wanted to get them both on camera together to highlight how crazy I am with these Sebenzas. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the Sebenza that I'm just really drawn to, and I guess I'm turning into a small Sebenza collector. So maybe I'll get a natural Micarta next, or something else. Anyway, hope you enjoyed I don't know what you call this, quick talking. I don't know, me rambling about things. Rambles, I think that's what I've called it in the past. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.